Have you ever wondered when the world will end? It's a question that has haunted humanity since time immemorial, a thought that sends shivers down our spines and ignites a spark of curiosity. The concept of doomsday or the apocalypse has been painted in various hues by different cultures and religions, each adding their own unique touch to this fascinating yet terrifying concept. From the prophecy-laden pages of the Mayan calendar, to the mystical revelations of the Book of Revelation, from the chilling Norse tales of Ragnarok to the Hindu belief in cyclic destruction and creation, each narrative is a testament to mankind's quest to understand the inevitable end. Yet doomsday is not just a product of ancient beliefs or religious scriptures. It's a subject that has intrigued scientists, philosophers, and thinkers alike, leading to countless theories and speculations. But what if we told you, there are evidences suggesting that the apocalypse might not be a mere myth? Our world is showing signs that are eerily similar to the ones associated with the apocalypse. Let's start with the elephant in the room: climate change. We are witnessing a dramatic shift in our climate patterns, with hurricanes becoming more intense, wildfires becoming more frequent, and sea levels rising at an alarming rate. These aren't just annual weather changes, they are consistent, escalating symptoms of a planet in distress. Then there's the threat of global pandemics. From the Spanish flu of the early 20th century to the recent COVID-19 outbreak, we've seen how quickly and ruthlessly a virus can spread across the globe. These pandemics not only claim lives but also disrupt societies, economies, and the very fabric of human life. Yet it's not just nature that's providing the signs. Human actions are also contributing to the potential apocalypse. The threat of nuclear warfare, for instance, is a chilling reminder of our potential for self-destruction. The nuclear arsenals that we've built up over the past century have the power to wipe out life as we know it. And it's not just the immediate devastation of a nuclear explosion that's concerning, but the fallout, the nuclear winter, and the long-term effects on our planet's ecosystems. But let's pause for a moment. This isn't about spreading fear or pushing a doomsday narrative. It's about awareness. It's about understanding the signs and recognizing the potential consequences of our actions. It's about realizing that our planet is not an inexhaustible resource, but a fragile ecosystem that needs our care and protection. So, while these signs may seem unsettling, they should also serve as a wake-up call. A call for change, a call for action, a call for us to rethink our relationship with our planet and each other. These signs are not to create panic but to make us aware of the changes around us. Science has its own predictions when it comes to the end of the world. Let's delve into the realm of scientific theories and predictions about the end of times. It might seem a bit heavy, but trust me, it's worth pondering. First up, we have the heat death of the universe. This theory is based on the second law of thermodynamics, which states that over time, everything in the universe will gradually move towards a state of maximum entropy, or disorder. In layman's terms, this means that the universe will eventually run out of usable energy and reach a state of uniform temperature. In this scenario, no more work can be done, and life as we know it cannot exist. Next, we have the Big Rip. This theory suggests that the universe's expansion is not only continuing, but accelerating. If this acceleration becomes too great, it could eventually overcome gravity, causing everything, from galaxies to atoms, to be torn apart. Imagine a cosmic tug-of-war, with the universe's expansion eventually winning out. Finally, let's talk about asteroids. We've all seen the movies, right? Well, the threat is indeed real. A large asteroid impact could lead to massive destruction, and potentially a global winter, blocking out the sun, and leading to widespread extinction. Scientists have identified thousands of potentially hazardous asteroids, and while most are not on a collision course with Earth, the possibility cannot be completely ruled out. These theories might seem like they're ripped straight from a science fiction novel, but they are based on very real scientific observations and calculations. While they may seem far-fetched, they remind us of the fragility of our existence in this vast, ever-changing universe. So the question remains, when and how will the world end? The truth is, no one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, the universe is full of surprises, and we're just along for the ride. While these theories might seem far-fetched, they are based on scientific observations and calculations. Scene script. However, the most immediate threat to our existence might come from within. What if I told you that the apocalypse may not be a result of a colossal asteroid, a supervolcano, or even a rogue black hole? Instead, it could be the result of our own actions. That's right, we're talking about the human factor in the doomsday equation. Think about it. Our advancements in technology are a double-edged sword. As much as they've improved our lives, they've also given us the power to destroy ourselves. Nuclear weapons, for instance, have the potential to wipe out entire cities in the blink of an eye. And if they fall into the wrong hands, a global catastrophe could be just a button press away. But it's not just about warfare. We also need to consider our impact on the environment. Deforestation, pollution, overpopulation, all these factors are contributing to a rapid change in our planet's climate. The effects are already visible with rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather events becoming more common. If we continue at this pace, we might be heading towards an environmental apocalypse, one that we have set in motion ourselves. And what about the misuse of technology? Our increasing reliance on artificial intelligence and automation could lead to unforeseen consequences. If not regulated and controlled properly, these technologies could potentially turn against us, leading to a scenario straight out of a dystopian novel. Of course, this doesn't mean that we're doomed, far from it. The beauty of the human factor is that it's within our control. We have the power to change our course, to make better decisions, to use our technology wisely, to protect and preserve our environment. Our actions today are not just about us. They're about the generations to come. They're about the very future of our species. And as we've seen time and again, when we decide to act, when we decide to change, we can accomplish great things. Remember, the potential for apocalypse lies not in some distant celestial event, but in our hands. Our actions today have the power to determine our future. So, how can we prepare for a potential apocalypse? Now that's a question that has probably crossed your mind a time or two. It's a daunting task to be sure, but not an impossible one. The key is to be practical, pragmatic, and proactive. Doomsday prepping, as you might have heard it called, starts with the basics: food and water. It's a simple fact of life that we need sustenance to survive. Experts suggest having at least a 3-month supply of non-perishable food items and fresh water on hand. This might seem like a lot, but remember, we're preparing for the unthinkable here. But food and water are just the beginning. In a post-apocalyptic world, survival skills become a priceless commodity. We're talking about things like first aid, navigation, fire making, and shelter building. These are skills that our ancestors knew well, but many of us have forgotten in our modern, convenience-driven world. It's time to get back to basics, to reconnect with our roots. Additionally, consider the tools and supplies you might need: a good knife, a reliable source of light, a basic toolkit, a means of communication. And don't forget about personal protection. It's a grim thought, but in a post-apocalyptic world, safety cannot be guaranteed. And then there's the planning. Where will you go if you need to leave your home? What's your plan if you're separated from your family? Having a well-thought-out plan can be the difference between panic and purpose in a crisis situation. Here's something else to consider. In a post-apocalyptic world, community will be more important than ever. So don't just plan for your own survival, think about how you can contribute to a larger group. After all, we're stronger together. To wrap it up, preparing for the apocalypse is not about living in fear. It's about being ready for any situation. It's about being self-reliant and resourceful, about knowing that you've done your best to prepare for whatever may come. Preparation is not about fear, but about being ready for any situation. And that's a sentiment that applies not just to doomsday prepping, but to life in general. But individual preparation is not enough. Our governments and organizations also play a crucial role. In the face of potential apocalyptic scenarios, it's not just up to individuals. Our governments and organizations have a significant role to play. They are the ones with the resources, the reach, and the responsibility to manage global threats and ensure the survival of humanity. Let's start with governments. They are the ones who can initiate and implement policies on a national scale to mitigate risks. For instance, they can enforce stricter regulations on industries causing environmental harm, invest in renewable energy, and finance scientific research to better understand and predict potential threats. Moreover, governments can establish disaster response units and develop contingency plans for various doomsday scenarios. They can construct shelters, stockpile resources, and formulate evacuation plans. In short, they can prepare on a scale that individuals simply cannot. Next, we have non-governmental organizations or NGOs. They often fill in the gaps where governments can't or won't act. NGOs can lobby for policy changes, raise awareness, and mobilize resources. They can run educational campaigns to prepare the public and even provide aid directly in times of crisis. Finally, we have international organizations. These entities, like the United Nations or the World Health Organization, can coordinate efforts on a global scale. They can facilitate communication, cooperation, and resource sharing among nations. They can also set international standards and guidelines to ensure that all countries are doing their part. In summary, while individual preparation is important, it's just one piece of the puzzle. Governments, NGOs, and international organizations have a vital role to play in managing global threats and ensuring our survival. They have the power and the obligation to act on our behalf and for our future. Remember, we're not powerless, we're not alone. We're part of a global community that can and must work together to face these challenges. It might seem daunting, but with cooperation, determination, and foresight, we can overcome anything. Together we can face any challenge that comes our way. The thought of apocalypse is indeed scary, but we have the power to change our destiny. Deep down, we all yearn for a future that's bright, a world that's safe, and a planet that's sustainable. But achieving this isn't the responsibility of a select few. It's up to each and every one of us to make conscious choices that lead us towards a sustainable future. It starts with the small things. Simple actions like reducing waste, conserving water, and utilizing renewable energy sources can all make a significant difference. But our actions alone aren't enough. We must also support the scientists, the researchers, the innovators who are tirelessly working to understand our world and develop solutions to the challenges we face. They are the pioneers at the forefront of our battle against Doomsday, and they need our backing. Support can take many forms, from advocating for increased funding for scientific research to simply staying informed about their latest discoveries and breakthroughs. Yet to truly make a difference, our efforts must extend beyond our local communities. Doomsday is a global concern, one that demands global cooperation. We must advocate for policies that promote international collaboration in the face of global challenges. The threats we face, be they environmental, technological, or otherwise, know no borders. Neither should our solutions. In the end, it's not about whether Doomsday will come or not. It's about whether we, as a global community, are willing to do what it takes to prevent it. Are we ready to make the necessary sacrifices, to make the hard choices, to take the right actions? We have the power to change our destiny, but it requires us to stand up, to act, to be the change we want to see in the world. It's time to stop wondering about Doomsday and start working to prevent it. Remember, our destiny lies in our hands. So, will the world really end? Only time can tell. We've taken you on a journey through the unsettling signs of the apocalypse. From the scientific predictions to the human factors that could lead us down a destructive path. We've explored the potential scenarios that could unfold, painting a picture of a world on the brink of collapse. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, we've also highlighted the importance of preparedness and the crucial role of governments and organizations in mitigating these terrifying possibilities. Remember, these scenarios aren't written in stone. They are extrapolations, predictions based on current trends and data. The future is uncertain, and that's exactly why we need to be prepared for whatever it may hold. We've discussed the various ways in which individuals, communities, and nations can prepare for these potential calamities, from building sustainable practices to fostering resilience in the face of adversity. We've also emphasized the role of governments and organizations in mitigating these doomsday scenarios. These entities have the resources and the reach to implement large-scale changes that can alter our destructive course. They can invest in renewable energy, enforce stricter environmental regulations, and promote sustainable practices on a global scale. But it's not just up to them. We, as individuals, also have a part to play in this narrative. The apocalypse, as terrifying as it may seem, is not an inevitability. It's a possibility, one that we have the power to prevent. By taking action, by preparing ourselves and our communities, by demanding change from those in power, we can steer our world away from the brink of destruction. Our time here has been a journey of discovery, one that's hopefully left you feeling informed, prepared, and perhaps a little unsettled. But remember, knowledge is power. With this understanding, we can face the future with courage and determination, ready to tackle whatever comes our way. In the meantime, let's focus on making our world a better place for everyone.